You had met up with some folks from the BBC one time. I remember you telling me.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've done like, I think four now that have ended up on the BBC. A couple for Discovery. The BBC one was we were chasing typhoons, hurricanes. This
Sweet.
show went around the world, right? And it was one of my early like first forays into fixing, and trying to chase hurricanes or typhoons on islands in Japan. It was like, oh man. So we got like three teams. The main presenter guy, who he's this guy that like chases typhoons and hurricanes. That's his whole MO. And I got two other teams that are doing like the side stories around his main story, because no one knows where these things are going to hit, and they're shifting all the time. So they thought, oh, it's going to hit Okinawa. They hired me, and they're like, oh no, it's going up to Kyushu. Do you know anyone in Kyushu? We need two people in Kyushu to like back up the two other teams. I'm like, no, all right, yeah, hang on, I got a couple of friends maybe. So I call up this buddy of mine up there, and he's never done this work, but he can translate, and he's pretty reliable. And he's like, yeah, I'll do it, JP. And he jumps on one team, this other girl jumps on the other team, and I've never met her, so I don't really know much about it. And we're sitting there in Kyushu, and they're like, all right, now it looks like it's going to hit Amami, or this island between here and Amami, and then we need to be on Tanegashima, or we need to be on Yakushima. And I'm like, all right, cool. And all the airlines have stopped flying because it's Japan. So, all right, cool. So like I'm calling up rental helicopter agencies, trying to rent a helicopter to fly like the main guy to this like atoll that's got nothing on it in the middle of nowhere in the middle of the ocean during a hurricane. And it was just this wild trip, man. I didn't sleep for like, it must have been 4 days straight. And then like we get to Tokyo, because they wanted to go to Osaka. There was meant to be one hitting Osaka, but we couldn't get to Osaka. We had to go to Tokyo. We could go from Tokyo. Meeting this guy who's delivering water to Hiroshima. Suddenly everything shifted, right? I'm like, well, I don't even know where I am. I'm in Tokyo. Like, this guy's like gonna go to Hiroshima, and we thought he was ex-military, and he was gonna have like, it was gonna be on like a cargo flight from Tokyo to Hiroshima. So we're like, all right, so we're going to get on like a C-130 with all this water and supplies for the Hiroshima where all the floods had happened. Like, yeah, all right, that sounds pretty cool. And he's like, no, I'm driving there in my truck. Okay. So I like, seriously, I'm seeing things now. Like I'm so sleep deprived, right? And I'm like, far out, man. Okay, so I need a car. I need to rent a car. That's what we have to do. We got to rent a car. And in the budget we had left, I mean, I rented this like crappy Pro Box, like just hard seats, terrible wind-up windows, kind of piece of crap, skinny tires, and we're following this guy from Tokyo to Hiroshima nonstop through the night. I got to drive because the guy that I'm cruising on this thing with is, he's not a very good driver, and he's had less sleep than I have, so I'm more worried about my existence, right? We drive through the night, get to Hiroshima, we get down there, and it's like full relief work, people clearing dirt, everything's going off. It's an insane situation. And I set up the interviews. The guy needs to run around do his interviews. I've got nothing to do while I'm there. So I picked up a shovel, started shoveling stuff and doing that and helping out, because I didn't want to be like the guy just standing around watching while all these people are working. And that finishes. It's hot as balls. And I'm like, all right, man, we're going to go get a hotel room in Hiroshima. I'm going to crash for like 24 hours straight. It's going to be awesome. The guy says, damn, there's another hurricane about to hit Hawaii. It's like that Category 5 one that a couple of years back that everyone was like freaking out about. He's like, we got to be there for that. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, we got to drive to Tokyo now. I'm like, oh, fuck's sake. So drive back to Tokyo, still on no sleep. And it was so bad, man. I'm driving down the road with headphones on, listening to stand-up comedians, and I'm so delirious that the guy has like a little nap. He wakes up and all he can see is me just laughing and slapping the steering wheel like a deranged maniac, doing 140 or whatever it was down the highway, 80 kilometers according to the speed limit, down the highway, just to go get on a flight to go to Hawaii. And we ended up not making the flight to Hawaii, so they didn't. That's where I stopped. But they were going to fly me to Hawaii with them to film there as well. Like, so it would have come on. I think by the time I got back to Okinawa and actually put my head on a pillow, it was 7 days that I'd been sleeping like windows of 15 minutes at a time.
Lord.
So that was my big foray into the BBC.
Storm chaser, man.
Oh man, it was a wild, wild trip. It was such a wild trip. And then they miscredited me on the documentary.